Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be... Why do I feel like the game is like super quiet? Is it just me? I don't understand. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm going to be doing the Hot Mess prize fight just to show it off. I have not even started... Well, I've started it a little bit, but I haven't really done much with it. I don't know. I have not felt like doing prize fights. And having 2 monthly prize fights makes it even harder because I'm just like, I have to do these at some point, but I really don't want to. I'm just gonna do it just to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna, if they come out with another one next month, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, you guys. I just haven't even felt motivated. Also, was anyone else experiencing this weird glitch where like you would set your defense, but then for some reason it would make you set it again? Like, does anyone know what I'm trying to say? Like, hold on, because I can show an example. Because I haven't even touched these prize fights either. Okay, maybe not that one. Oh my gosh, you guys are seeing all my defenses! I don't really care. Okay, are you serious? Okay, well never mind, I guess I can't show you an example. Well, basically, you know when you start a prize fight, it asks you like, hey, don't forget to set your defense team, or you have to set a defense team before you can start. Well, it kept asking me that even though I had made multiple defenses for the Hot Mess prize fight, so it was weird, but I think if they fixed it, I don't know. Seems like it, because it hasn't happened in a while. Alright, so these are the match modifiers. They're kind of, they don't seem that bad. They sound worse than what they, or they sound worse than what I've experienced, but yeah, anyways, so look at this, you guys. I only have 1,000,000 points. I have a streak of 3. I've barely touched this prize fight at all. I don't even know if I'm going to try to go for the whole 150 million, because that's so many points. Let's just see, you guys. I'm gonna probably focus on the other prize fight before I really commit to this one, but I still want to show it off. Plus, I want to talk to you guys about random stuff. So, this past couple... Oh, right, I have to have a fire character. These past couple of weeks... Well, this week and... I want to say last week too. I guess not really. This week for sure. They had a lot of game announcements. I think there's still more to come. But last week they had a couple of things too. I don't know if you guys saw all of them. I don't want to spoil, but I'm just going to talk about... So, well, I don't want to spoil, but I am. So if you don't want to hear about the video games that they announced, then click off, I guess. Anyways, so first things first, I want to talk about the Dragon Quest anniversary, because they had like a 40th anniversary little video. It was short. It was like, what, 10 minutes? I think it was less than 10 minutes too. But anyways, so they showed off Dragon Quest 12. And they also showed off well, they didn't really show it off, but they like teased Dragon Quest Monsters, the next Monsters game. I am so excited for both. For 12, I really liked 11, so I'm just I love Dragon Quest in general, so I'm just excited whenever a new Dragon Quest game comes out, especially because the more recent ones, I guess. When I say more recent, I mean like later down the line in the series, the characters actually started to get developed and stuff. I mean, that started in, what, 4? Like, in Dragon Quest 3, there wasn't much. I mean, in Dragon Quest 3, you made your own party, so the characters kind of didn't exist. But, yeah. I just say that, or I bring that up because I played Dragon Quest 3, the HD remake, because my friend got it for me. And I really liked it, but story-wise, I feel like it was kind of lacking. It wasn't that interesting, unfortunately, so it's kind of like, eh. It's not my favorite, but I still liked it. But with that being said, I really am curious what the story is going to be like for Dragon Quest 12. I wonder what the gameplay is going to be like. I'm honestly excited for it. As for Dragon Quest Monsters, I love Dragon Quest Monsters. I've only played 2 of the games, so I guess I'm kind of a fake fan then. I've only played 2 games in the series. Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and The Dark Prince, and I really liked both. So when it comes to Joker, I really liked it, but because it was the first game in... Well, I don't know if... it's not technically the first game in the series, but I think it is technically the first game in the Joker series, so I wanted to play the sequels just to see what kind of quality of life changes there were, but I remember looking up a copy of the second game and it was like crazy expensive, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just not going to play this game. And the rest of the games never got localized, so they're all in Japanese. But I did like The Dark Prince. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people didn't like it, which I kind of understand. It wasn't the best game. I feel like graphically it was just weird. It was kind of bad. And there was just a lot of weirdness with that, but And also, the story was kind of weird too. I'm like, this is a strange... When I say it was weird, I mean like... I'm really bad at articulating how I feel about stories and stuff. It was a prequel to Dragon Quest IV, and I don't mind that it diverged a little bit from the plot. It's just the way that the story was told wasn't very engaging to me. And the characters themselves weren't super strong. But to be fair, our protagonist also was a silent protagonist, and there was like only, what, 2 other characters, so it's like, yeah, it just wasn't that great. But with that being said, the gameplay itself was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed collecting all the different monsters and fusing them and stuff. It was so much fun. So, yeah. I think you fused monsters in that game. I might be getting it mixed up with Shin Megami Tensei. But I know there was like a synthesis thing. Monster synthesis. Pretty sure. So, yeah. But that was the Dragon Quest anniversary. So, after that, they had 2 game shows. The Future Game Show, which was like the show that they had yesterday. And the day before that, they had another game show. I can't remember what it was called. I think it's just the Summer Game Fest or something like that. But they showed off so many games, you guys. So, to start with, I'm just going to go over the one game that I'm the most excited for, because it was the thing that I was the most excited about, and I'm sure you guys know what it is, because, well, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but they had it at the end, so there you go, that kind of spoils it. I am so excited for Final Fantasy VII Revelation. I was like, what is it called again? I am so excited for that game, you guys. I was obsessed with it. With the Rebirth game and remake. Especially Rebirth, because like the end was so weird. I don't want to say in a bad way. It was weird in like a good way. A lot of people were theorizing what happened, but it was so bizarre at the end that I was like looking at people's theories, just checking to see what people thought about it. So yeah, I really liked that game. It was super long though, and I probably will never play it again just because I feel like it took me forever to get through that game. But I still really enjoyed it. I think that's kind of the one thing that sucks about it, is I feel like the story is super good, but because it is so long, like if you do all the side quests and stuff, it's kind of hard to get through. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to experience that story again. But I want to see what happens in Revelation. I kind of want them to explain whatever happened at the end of 2, or Rebirth, because I feel like it was so weird, and like so many people have their own theories and stuff, that I hope whatever ends up happening kind of explains it, even if they don't like directly say explain it in words or whatever. I just hope like it starts to make sense. And yeah, I'm excited for it, especially because I have played the original Final Fantasy VII. I played it a long time ago. I used a guide to play it, so I also feel like I was barely paying attention to the story. I don't know why I even wanted to play Final Fantasy VII. Like, I don't know where that interest even came from, because I remember really being into it before. But I don't know why. Like, what started that? I have no idea, but whatever. Regardless, I played the game. And even though I didn't pay that much attention to the plot, I do remember a lot of the major plot twists, especially towards the end. Like, I remember, I guess I shouldn't spoil it. I just remember what happens in regards to, like, the characters. Let's put it that way. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't think I spoiled any of that. I was like, wait a second. Maybe I should be careful about talking about this game, because technically it's the 3rd game in a series, so I don't want to spoil anything. But I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play as the new characters. I want to see the story. It's going to be so much fun, you guys. I want to see how it ends too, because I feel like they've kind of diverged a little bit from the original game, sort of. It's hard to explain without spoiling, so I'm not going there, but yeah. What else did I want to talk about? That's the thing that I'm the most excited for. They also said that they were going to put Tifa in Street Fighter 6. I've never played Street Fighter 6. I've only played one Street Fighter game. It was Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. I know that's kind of odd, but I played it on there, and I liked it, but I feel like I was bad at it, and I also didn't really play it all that much. I'm trying to remember how... I'd have to look to see who I played, because I pretty much just did the arcade mode. Or was it arcade mode? No, it's like story mode for some characters, and that's kind of it. And while I did enjoy the game, I don't know, fighting games, I like fighting games, but I'm so bad at them that it's kind of hard for me to stick with them unless they have like some epic single player mode. Like, Blaze Blue had this one mode. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Abyss mode. Basically, what you do is you just fight a series of opponents, and each time you defeat an opponent, you can pick some kind of, like... I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was almost like a roguelike in a way. You could pick like a stat boost or something to help you out for the fights to come. But I think that stuff might have carried over with you even if you lost. So like if you lost, you could go back in with the higher stats and stuff. I don't know, that mode was really fun. I think Persona 4 Arena, specifically Ultimax, had something like that too. Okay, I might have to step in because I feel like my characters are flopping right now. Actually, I might be in trouble, you guys. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I think I'm gonna have to actually start paying attention. But anyways, so yeah, those had some really good single player modes that I really liked. It made the game a lot more engaging for me because they both had story modes too, which I also really enjoyed. Even though I like the story mode of Blaze Blue, but there's so much technical jargon that's like fictional technical jargon that it was really hard for me to follow. I mean, I was able to follow, but like I didn't even know if you guys why'd I say it like that? If you guys ever asked me to explain the plot, I would not be able to because I had no idea what the heck. I still don't really know what Noelle is. But yeah, and I never played Central Fiction, but I heard it was weird. So, well, actually, I don't think anybody ever like said the story was bad in Central Fiction, and I kind of know the premise of it, sort of. I was more curious about the arcade mode. Actually, you know what? This is a complete tangent. That's one thing I like more when it comes to fighting game story modes. I kind of like the individual aspect of it more than when it's like a consolidated story. So what I mean by that is if you guys have ever played... Well, heck, if you've ever played Skullgirls, you guys know how every character has their own story mode and like different things happen. They all have different endings. They all meet different characters, all that stuff. I kind of like that more than just a consolidated story mode. And Blaze Blue has that too, where the first two games in the series, well, okay, Blaze Blue, Calamity, Trigger, and Continuum Shift and all of its, I don't know, sequels, not sequel, what would you even call that? Because Continuum Shift has like multiple versions. Whatever, I don't know. Is that even what it's called? I think the one I played is Continuum Shift Extend. But anyways, so every character has their own story mode, and they all kind of have like branching paths in their story as well. And I thought that aspect of it was so cool, because I feel like it gives you a better opportunity to learn more about your character, or the character that you like, give them some more character development. Whereas consolidated stories, I mean, the important characters are gonna have the most to do, right? So in Blaze Blue's case, it would be Ragna and... Did I auto the last fight? I don't even remember. I don't really want to throw in Pickle... Well, I guess well, no, I shouldn't. I'll just throw in Grandmother. If Vaporwave Vixen dies or switches out, I'll actually play. But, what's it called? So... I feel like I'm gonna have to already... Okay, well, it already happened, so... Dang it, are you serious? You would be invincible. Okay, what was I saying? So... Yeah, when they consolidate the story, it's like, okay, the important characters are gonna get the story. So, in Blaze Blue's case, Ragna, Noelle, Jin... Oh, pfft. That was a horrible... Oh my gosh, what am I doing? No! You know what? Alter Ego, it's your time to shine. Oh crap. Ah! This is really bad. Please don't kill me. Okay, forget it. No more autoing. No more autoing. I don't think that'll kill me. That didn't seem like it did too much damage. Oh, okay, I said that and I almost died. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still alive! I'll finish my thought after I get through this fight. Get out of here, you chump. Alright, now we just take on Jin Frizz. Okay, we got her. Alright, so back to what I was saying. Other characters are more likely to get sidelined because they're not gonna... Like, what are they gonna have to do? You know, so that's why I prefer that format. And the rest of the Blaze Blue games, as far as I know, Chrono Phantasma and Central Fiction have a more just a single storyline. I think I haven't actually played Central Fiction, so I don't know if that's true. I just assume it's true, but that's why I wanted to play the arcade mode, because the arcade mode seemed like that it kind of took the properties of story mode from before and gave it to arcade mode, because each character has their own little like story in that mode. It's not as fleshed out, but still better than nothing. But yeah, that was long-winded and a tangent, and I don't even know where that came from. Oh yeah, well, but I think Street Fighter has that kind of story mode where it's like a single story, or every character has their own story. Although I'm pretty sure since Tifa's DLC, like I don't think she would even have a story. First off, I don't even know if what I said is true. Secondly, even if it was, I don't think she would have a story. But the point is, I kind of want to get the game just to play as Tifa. So even though I don't even know like how much I'll actually play, but I think it'd be so fun. Plus, it'd be cool to get back into it, and maybe I'd actually, you know, try to get into it. Usually I play story mode. Does everybody just have fire on their team now? What the heck? Like, these aren't even the best defenses or anything. It's just fire. Whatever. But yeah, I thought that was so cool. As for the other games, they announced a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be honest though, a lot of that stuff, even though it looked cool and interesting, it's something more I'd probably just watch someone play rather than play it myself. Just being completely honest, because I don't know, a lot of these games just aren't my thing. I hope I don't get kicked in the face. Okay, good. And I can't even remember what they showed. That's another problem. But that's not, like I said, that has more to do with me just not being super into those types of games. Although they did show a cool like multiplayer game. I think it was No Rest for the Wicked. I think that's what it's called. That looked fun. So I feel like I'd want to play that, maybe. Oh, excuse me. As for the future game show, they showed a lot of stuff that I was actually kind of into. And I tried to write it down. So they showed off this one game called Realm of Ink, or Realms of Ink, I think it's what it's called. I forget if it's Realm or Realms, but it actually looked really cool because, I don't know, a lot of people make this comparison when it comes to roguelikes, but it looked like Hades. Like, this one genuinely looked like Hades to me, but with, they specified that it was like an ink brush ink style. I don't know if you guys have played Okami before or seen the gameplay of that game, but that's kind of what it looked like. So to me, it was like Hades mixed with Okami, and it looked so cool. At least I thought it did. So I kind of want to play it, but I'd have to look more into it because I don't actually remember what platforms it's going to be on. But it looks cool. So yeah, and to me, it looked like Hades. Like I said, a lot of people say things look like Hades. I'm trying to think what roguelike I played recently where somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks like Hades." I think it was Warriors Abyss. A lot of people, well, I saw a review compare it to Hades, and I guess there's comparisons to be had because they're both roguelikes, but I feel like they're totally different games. I mean, they have similarities, but they're just different. I feel like especially, yeah, they're totally different now that I think about it, because the whole thing of Warriors Abyss, its big thing is that you summon other characters, whereas in Hades, you don't really do that. You have blessings and stuff, but... Well, okay, you have blessings, and I guess you kind of summon the gods in some ways, but... For the most part, that's not really what it is. Plus, I feel like your blessings have, like... Well, never mind. I was gonna say something, but that doesn't really make any sense, so never mind. But, are you serious? I can't believe she actually grabbed me. But yeah, to me, Warriors Abyss doesn't really look like Hades. Are you serious? It doesn't really look like Hades, and it doesn't play like it either. And the story, I mean, I don't even think... I think there is a story, but... Is there? I don't know. Hades has such a good story. That's actually one thing that makes me worried about Realms of Ink, is that while it looks really cool, sometimes I forget how much the characters in Hades... the characters and the story in Hades I really enjoyed, and I don't know if that would be able to be... I don't know if that would compare, unfortunately, so it's like, But yeah, there was another game they showed that, I don't want to say, I guess it kind of reminded me of Hades, but not really. I don't know, they said it was a roguelike, that's the only reason I thought of Hades, so I guess I'm a hypocrite in that sense. But I forgot what it was called, it started with a D. I can't remember what it was called, you guys, but it looked cool. And then there was another game which I also can't remember the name of, but I also thought it looked cool, but I think it's based on an older game. But it had some like roguelike card game mode. I don't know, I kind of wanted to look into it more because it actually looked interesting. So yeah, there was my video game coverage. Like I said, there's supposed to be more today. And allegedly, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct next week. Maybe. That's what people were saying. So I keep seeing that all over Reddit. Which I'm down for because I feel like we haven't gotten them in a million years. And I want to know what's the status on Fire Emblem. Because I've been craving Fire Emblem. Actually, speaking of which, I bought a few games recently. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for so much. It feels like I've been talking for so long, and it's only been 20 minutes. What the heck? I'm gonna try to get this at 30 minutes, and then we'll see where I go from there. But anyways, so I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay. I bought 3 games recently because GameStop was having a buy 2 get 1 free per owned game. So I went ahead and bought. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of this title. It's Romantic Saga 2, the remake. I bought that game. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. A lot of people a lot of people love those games, but I'm kind of scared to play it because a lot of people have said they're hard and that you're not really supposed to grind in that game. But then I saw somebody else say that it's okay to see, and I also get the game mixed up with another game. So I actually don't remember if that discussion was based on this game or that game, so I don't even know if I'm gonna say what I was gonna say. Basically, somebody said it's okay to grind, just don't grind on weaker enemies. But I think they may have been talking about something else. So, I don't know.
Let's dance, darling.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm making a team. Okay, that's fine. I'm also getting really hungry. But yeah, Romantic Saga 2 is one game I bought. I also bought Tales of Grace's F, which I feel like is kind of random. I'm not the biggest Tales. Okay, I feel like I try to give Tales games a chance, and then I never get into them. I just struggle. But I heard Tales of Tales of Grace's F had a lot of like really cool gameplay. So, wait, why do I have like a permanent fatigue? Where did that come from? What the heck? Okay, whatever. I don't know why I suddenly have that. Are you guys seeing this? Did Eliza somehow transfer that over to me or something? I don't know. But anyways, so I heard good things about it, so I'm like, maybe I should just give it a chance. We'll see. Because I tried Tales of Arise, but I just kind of not lost it, but I dropped it really fast. And I also tried Tales of Zestiria, and again, I dropped it really fast. The only Tales game that I've played like a significant amount of is Tales of the Abyss. I also played some of the mobile games. Well, one of the mobile games. I played I think it was Tales of Links or something like that. That game was actually really fun, and I'm really sad that it shut down, even though it was kind of hard. It had like gacha mechanics. I mean, it was a gacha game, but when I say it, you know how gacha games, like there will be games where you could kind of get by using anybody, at least if you want to just do the story. That game was hard. Like, I tried to get through it with some of the characters, and it was just difficult. Alright, let's end you. And the last game I bought was Tactics Ogre Reborn. That game, I've heard... I feel like I've talked about this before. I feel like I might be a broken record right now. And if I've already talked about these games, you guys, I am so sorry. But anyways, I bought that, and I'm excited to play that because I've been really wanting to play a tactics game. And I've heard good things about that. And I've already played Final Fantasy Tactics. Every time I look up, like, tactics recommendations, people are always like, Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre Reborn, Fire Emblem. Basically all the stuff that I've played, except for, obviously, Tactics Ogre. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, can you guys stop recommending Final Fantasy Tactics? I liked the game, but I really had a hard time following the story. I just thought it was kind of boring. And the gameplay was fun, but I played the PSP version, and that game has like serious lag issues. And I don't know, I just don't feel like playing it again. Plus, I've spent so much time grinding. Have you guys ever played a game where like you get super into it, and you end up like doing all of this grinding just to get like, make your characters a certain way? And like get Oh my gosh, get your characters a certain job or class or something like that, or a certain ability, but you have to do a lot of grinding to do it, and then you end up putting so much time into that game. When it's over, you're kind of just like, okay, I guess I'll never play that game again. Well, oh, I died. I don't even know how I died. I think it's just from the match modifier. Did the match modifier give me fatigue? I still don't know where that came from. I don't know. But anyways, so that was my experience with Final Fantasy Tactics. While I really enjoyed that game, I spent so much time in it. Like, I don't think I could ever go back. I also don't remember if that's the game. This might be a spoiler. I forget if that's the game that had Cloud in it, because one of the Tactics games, well, two of the Tactics games, there's 3 Final Fantasy Tactics games if you don't, I think, if you don't include like remakes or whatever. There's the original, and then there's the one on Game Boy Advance, which I have. I also have the original. Well, I have the PSP version, but... And, actually, do I have the original? I think I might have the original and the PSP version. I don't know why I played the PSP version then. Have I played that game twice? I don't know. But anyways, there's those two, and then there's the DS version, which I've never played before, but I've always been curious about. I think the only reason I didn't play it was because I liked Tactics Advance, but I feel like that game took me forever to get through, and I think I just kind of got burned out of the series. That's why even though I do like Tactics, and when they announced it, I was like, oh, that's cool, I never actually felt any kind of like FOMO. If anything, I was getting kind of irritated by seeing everybody like talk about it and play it and stuff, because I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about another game, because I've already experienced this game. I don't need to experience it again. Though, I know the new version has like voice acting and stuff. I think the PSP version had voice acting too, but not in the same way as the Ivalice, or Ivalice Chronicles. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Oh, you know what? I think I lied. I think there's 4 Tactics games, because I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 12... Well, is that a Tactics game? Final Fantasy 12 had a sequel on the DS, I think? I never played it. I did play Final Fantasy 12. But I kind of got into Final Fantasy 12, like, I want to say within the past few years, so that was obviously when the DS was kind of, like, dead, so I don't even know. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to play that game, though, because I'm still playing Trails in the Sky. I haven't wanted to look this up, but I'm really curious how many chapters are in the game, because this game feels like it's so long. I think a part of that has to do with the cutscenes being long, and also me wanting to explore the different areas. But yeah, it's taking me forever to get through that game, and I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, holy moly. Oh, excuse me. And I could just look up the number of chapters, but the reason I don't want to do that is because I feel like that is going to affect... It's either going to affect the speed of how I play that game. If I might start like going a little bit faster if I know I'm getting close to the end. Or, I don't know, it's going to make me overthink the plot more. I don't want to overthink things, or like, I don't want it to influence my play at all, so that's why I'm not looking it up. But, yeah... Okay, I think I am going to keep this at 30 minutes. I don't really have much else to say. Oh, dang it. Oh, this sucks. I don't have a way to get rid of her buffs unless I can inflict a debuff. Oh, wait. They just went away. Oh, right. They go away if you knock her down. Hello. Hello, Megan. Oh, she punched me in the face. Has there been any updates on Young Justice now that I think about it? I haven't looked that up in a long time. Probably not. I miss Young Justice, even though it feels like that show is never going to end. Like, even if it had another season, I think it would just end in a way that continues on. And it's like, alright then. I guess we're just never going to end this show. Which is kind of annoying. I mean, I get it. I feel like there's a difference between like an open-ended ending and then like just a cliffhanger ending. And Young Justice has a lot of cliffhanger endings. I think the first season I feel like had an open-ended ending. I think. I mean, technically... Okay, that's the thing about these comic or superhero shows or comic book shows, whatever you want to call them. Like, obviously they're never going to end because comic book stories will never really end. Well, I guess they can end. My point is, unless they like defeat the villains, then there's always going to be the villains out there. And that was the case with Young Justice. The light was always out there, but there was no way they were ever going to get taken down. I mean, I feel like that would just be too difficult because a lot of the time these villains are like crazy powerful villains. But Young Justice kept introducing new characters and new villains, and I think starting with season 2, I'm trying to think, how did season 2 even end? Did it end on a cliffhanger? Season 1, I feel like season 1 didn't, but I don't remember. I seriously don't remember. I don't remember how season 2 ended either. I'm sure. How did it end, you guys? I'm like really trying to think. Did it end with Darkseid? I don't remember. I don't think it did. And when I say with him, I mean like, did he show up at the end or something, or did it like tease his appearance? This is really random, but I get Darkseid and is his name Apocalypse, the villain, the Marvel villain? I get them mixed up, not because of like, I don't get their stories mixed up, but I get their endings for TV shows mixed up. I don't even know if that made any sense. If you guys have ever seen Wolverine and the X-Men, this is a spoiler by the way. The end of the show teases Apocalypse at the end. Like, that's kind of redundant. Oh, okay, well she's dead. I'm gonna die. Let's do as much damage as I can. Oh, she punched me in the face! Oh my gosh, you guys, I just realized who I threw on this team. I'm screwed. Let's see, maybe I can get through this. Hold on, I got this. I don't even think Red Velvet has any moves. I actually did level her up, but I never... Well, I don't know if I leveled her up, but I unlocked her skill tree. What is this fatigue? I guess it is a match modifier thing. I probably should have just switched out Pickleballer, but oh well. Okay, here we go. Here comes the thunder. Oh my gosh, my aim! Okay, at least she has Hex. Yeah, I didn't like Red Velvet because her attack sucks. Her attack is terrible. I actually think that move is really cool. Okay, we got her. We just have to take out Solar Flare. Isn't Solar Flare based on... Oh my gosh, what is his name? The Guilty Gear guy. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Okay, well, let's get you out of here. I can't believe I actually survived that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, the Wolverine and the X-Men show, it ended with Apocalypse, I want to say. If that's his name. Like, they teased his appearance. But then the show ended, it got canceled, and it never got another season, and I was really disappointed. I forget how X-Men Evolution ended. I feel like it ended in the same way, where it had this, like, weird cliffhanger ending. That's what I mean. Why did these shows have these cliffhanger endings? Season 3 had a cliffhanger ending in Young Justice. And then season 4, I feel like had the biggest cliffhanger ending because it had all these, like, I don't want to spoil it, but it introduced even more. Well, did it introduce more villains? I guess it kind of did. No, it did. It did. I'm like, these characters weren't in the story before. Yeah, it introduced more villains. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, I can complain for so long. Young Justice introduces so many characters, and then, like, they kind of get I don't want to say they get sidelined, but you never really get much with them. I don't know. That never bothered me too much. It used to bother me a lot, especially with season 2, because there's a time skip, and then they introduce like 1,000 cast members, and then like a couple of them get development, but a lot of them don't. It used to bother me. It doesn't so much bother me now, because at the end of the day, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's bad to introduce a lot of characters, but not really develop them at all? Or would you just consider that like a side cast type of thing? Because I think about that with Bleach. Like, Bleach has like 1 million characters, but I feel like having 1 million characters isn't so bad. But at the same time, I think... I don't know, Bleach is kind of weird because it has... Okay. I feel like Ichigo's relationship with the Soul Society is weird already, so the fact that the Soul Society takes so much of... They play such a big role in the story that I find it kind of odd. Because it feels like they're the heroes of the story, but they have like a kind of tumultuous relationship with Ichigo, or they just don't even have a relationship with Ichigo at all. Like, how many of the Soul Reapers have really interacted with him, like in a substantial way? Not too many, I don't think. That's one thing I always found a little odd with Bleach. I mean, not at first, because I thought it was like just fun to have a lot of characters, because especially in like a video game kind of way, like, you know how in video games when there's a ton of playable characters, it's like, ooh, that's kind of how I felt with Bleach. But looking back on it, I'm like, maybe the show had too many characters. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys, actually, this is kind of messed up, but I remember... Okay, so I was on ANN, and they had a review of, I think, several of the last volumes of the Bleach manga. And people were kind of getting into it in the comments, because a lot of people get kind of heated when it comes to Bleach, and I just thought it was so funny, because I feel bad for laughing at this now, though, but it was just, I don't know, this person's argument was weird to me, but basically they were talking about, I think they were specifically talking about Nanao and like her character arc or whatever, and then somebody was like, her character arc? What character arc? And I just thought it was so funny, because like Nanao is such a side character. And it is kind of weird that this is like spoiler, I'm not going to spoil too much, but she does play like a bigger role at the end of the story, but it's so random. It's like, what? It's not that random. It's kind of cool in like a fan servicey way, because it's like, oh my gosh, finally Nanao, who's done like nothing up to this point, finally gets something to do. But it also kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think there were any hints of it whatsoever. So it was just kind of random and odd, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they were like, their comment was funnier than the way I portrayed it. But I don't remember exactly what they said. But it was just hilarious that they like commented on that. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Okay, I feel like I need to switch to Deal Breaker, because I'm about to die. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die! I couldn't save her. Ah, you idiot. She tried to use a... Look at... Oh my gosh, she just killed herself, you fool. The bunny girls like jumped up and then just left immediately. That's awesome. Take this! I'm gonna pulverize you, you punk! There we go. Okay, we just have to take out Solar Flare. No! Oh my gosh, that really hurt. Okay, pull it together. Because I do not have that much health. I'm gonna switch to blue screen. I'm not gonna be able to do that much damage, but I think I'd rather like whittle her down. Okay, now if she uses a blockbuster, she will die. Well, she'll die now. Do it. I want her to use a blockbuster. Oh, okay, well now she's not gonna die. Well, maybe she will. She has 2. Well, no, it's not gonna do enough. Wait, oh, I already activated my prestige. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, well, I got her with the explosion. Now I just feel like talking, because I've just been talking this whole time about whatever. So yeah, even though, like I said, if Young Justice ever gets a new season, I don't think it's ever going to get an ending, which is kind of annoying, but to be fair, I don't think they could end it anyway. I just wish they wouldn't end it on a cliffhanger. Like, here's these, we're going to tease these new characters. I wish it would just end on a, like, evil will always remain or something kind of ending, even though that's kind of cheesy and stupid, but it's the truth, especially with these comic book shows. But yeah, like I said, actually, I think that I was talking about how Young Justice had like 1 million characters, and I wasn't sure how I felt about that. So, a lot of people rag on Season 3, but I kind of like that it had more focus on specific people, and I actually really liked Halo. I thought she was really funny. And just entertaining in general. She kind of reminded me of Starfire a little bit. From Teen Titans. Like the 2003 show. I'm specifying that because I know Starfire... I feel like... Well, I don't know. When it comes to the Teen Titans, I've really only seen the 2003 show. Like, I've seen them a little bit in other stuff, but not really. But anyways, so she reminded me of her, and I really liked her character. Even though I feel like the way they treated her in that show was so bizarre. So, it wasn't bizarre. I know why they did it. It was just a weird look, I feel like, and it was kind of messed up. But, Young Justice, the first 2 seasons were on Cartoon Network. Season 3, they moved to not HBO Max. What was it? DC Universe had their own like streaming service type thing, and that's where Young Justice was, but then they moved it to HBO Max. Although, I might be wrong, maybe it just was at HBO Max at first. I don't remember, but whatever. Anyways, because of that, they made it more, like, adults, I guess? They added more adult jokes, and they made it more violent. Like, they showed more blood and death and stuff. So, I think they went a little overkill, though, because Halo's whole thing was that she can't really die. So, every time she died, she would just come back to life, because there's reasons for it, but basically her body would restore itself. So to demonstrate that, they would kill her off multiple times in really brutal ways, and it was like, And now that I think about it, Young Justice kind of did that a lot with other characters too, because I don't know if you guys remember Season 2. Like, at the beginning of Season 2, they had Cassie, I think that's her name, Wonder Girl, and Barbara, Batgirl. I don't know why. She's like... I knew Wonder Girl before I knew Batgirl. That was weird. Okay, but anyways. They had them both fighting against Lobo. And Lobo was, like, beating the crap out of Wonder Girl. And it's because she... Obviously, Batgirl is, like, human. Well, I think Wonder Girl's human. But she has, like, a type of invulnerability, right? She's a lot more durable than other characters. Whereas Batgirl, I'm pretty sure if you, like, punched her enough, she would break. But anyways, so they had him, like, wail on Cassie, and it was brutal. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kind of intense, because she's, like, a teenager, and she's getting the crap beat out of her. It was just, I don't know, it was rough. And they did the same thing with Halo, who I'm pretty sure was also a teenager, and she was dying in the most brutal ways. It's like, the show was really violent towards these characters. It wasn't just them, to be fair. It was, like, well, in Halo's case, I think she's the only character that, like, died more than once, but in Cassie's case... they kind of did that with other invulnerable type characters too, like Superboy. It was just kind of funny because they can take a beating, right? So it's like, okay, well, we can like make them take this gigantic beating, but we can't make these other characters take a beating because if we did, then they would die for sure. And if they didn't die, people would be like, how is this character alive? But yeah, that was such a tangent. I went from talking about video games to talking about Young Justice. Oh my gosh, this freaking barrier is, like, pissing me off. Where is this fatigue Hold on. I have to know where this fatigue is coming from. Oh, here we go. Permanent fatigue. Okay, when a fire variant is facing a water variant, gain 5% permanent attack per second. When an attack deals over 20%, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's where it came from. You guys don't have to tell me now. I'm sure you guys were like, it says it right there, you idiots. My bad. Man, this fatigue is so annoying. Because it does so much damage. Well, the fatigue doesn't do damage, but the freaking... bleed effect does. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm gonna die. No. I'm being so stupid. Why am I doing this? I need to stop going on these tangents. Okay, at least he doesn't have a regen effect. Yeah, I leveled up Beowulf, but I never actually used him. I do like him, but I don't know. Beowulf's not my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna get some distance. There we go. Okay, we just have to take out Harlequin. Oh my gosh, this barrier is so annoying, you guys. Okay, here we go. Alright, I'm gonna get hype mode. It's like, oh, I didn't even activate it. Dang it. That's still got a crit though, which is good. Okay, I think this will kill her. There we go. Man, that was annoying. Alright, I think I'm done talking about random stuff. I'm at 30 million points. It's gonna be a while before I finish this, I think, if I even try to finish it, but 38 isn't bad. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys thought about all the random topics I said, or I don't know, leave whatever comment you guys want to leave. So I'll see you guys again next time, but goodbye for now.